different charities that we're raising money for. It is Sinai Health, which deals with cancer research, and Strong Minds, which is a mental health um, issues organization that is mainly in Africa. So there's been a lot of great research done for Strong Minds, and of course Sinai is one of the leading hospitals. So both are doing great things for charity. As you guys can tell here, this is not your typical No Limit Hold'em stream already. We have more than 2 cards. This is going to be a mixed game stream. So I hope you guys enjoy mixed games, and if you don't, I will teach you for free today. If any of you guys do follow Run It Once and have seen my videos, oops, I wonder if I was talking over the last stream there. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I am Christopher George, and I've been a mixed game professional for the last 10 years. It's been a little tough in the recent years for mixed games because the games are not as strong as they once were, but they're still out there. You just got to find them. You can play live, some online. I am hoping in the near future that Run It Once will get mixed games. So Phil, if you're listening, bring them to Run It Once. Yeah, so I'm gonna play 8-game cash. If I can find any other games that are running, I will happily join them. Or if you guys want me to play something else, I can switch it up. I'll take a look at the lobby. Here's the lobby. There isn't too much action. We could play Apotheosis, heads up, but I think considering his record of, winning at higher stakes, we probably shouldn't. I don't know if you guys tuned into his stream before, but he's also a mixed game player. The 1020 Raz is the highest game that's going right now for non-Hold'em games. But so we're going to just hang out at this 8 game here because I think that covers all the different games and it'll be fun. This is triple draw, so you get 5 cards and you get 3 chances to make the lowest possible hand, and that's going to be the hand that wins. So that's a pretty good draw. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2 is the best possible hand you can make, so the fact that we now have a draw to a 7-6 is very strong. We might keep the 9 if he draws one. Yeah, because we're a favorite going... is that just 1 draw or 2 draws? I think we have 1 more draw. Yeah, we have 1 more draw, so good thing we broke that. He checks, so now a jack is actually a favorite against 1 draw also. So we can choose to bet and pat, or we can check and draw. I think checking and drawing is better. Not a good card there, but it could be a bluff catcher. We haven't paired any other cards, a 6, a 7, a 3. We haven't seen any 8s or 4s or 5s, so it's really possibly as a pair of 4 or 5s here. Or 3s. Off to a good start. Limit Hold'em, a lot different than No Limit Hold'em. You have very little fold equity, so you need stronger hands to enter the pot. And people don't like folding, so there's always that. I hope you guys have been really enjoying the Run It Once streamers. I think they're all really talented poker players, and I've played a bit with a bunch of them over the years, whether it was No Limit tournaments or mixed games. Let's call here. I think this is a bit wide, but it's fine. Especially when you're going to flop 2 pair, who needs, correct decisions anyway. Just snap check the button. I imagine he doesn't have anything. Maybe he picked up a jack or some kind of draw. I really don't like this river, but I don't like checking. I'm going to bet fold. Gonna raise it up here. for value. Anyone that limps the button, I'm assuming is going to be fairly weak. Please raise mic volume, okay? Noted. Let's mess around with it over here. We're gonna bet again on the turn. Picked up equity. I'm gonna check the river though. I don't think he's folding an ace. I either check raise the river or I check fold. I'm never check calling. Can you guys hear the music too? Is that good? Top pair, top kicker, obviously very good. I don't have to tell you too much about No Limit Hold'em. I'm sure all of you guys have played it once or twice. I'm gonna raise for value. So this is basically No Limit Hold'em with a limit. And definitely betting the river for value. Yeah, if you guys want to see different gameplay or something like that, the scoop's coming up, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be playing a lot of different events, and I've been making a lot of videos lately for all the different games. I think if you look in the archive, I have like a Badoogie video out there, have some split pot games, a lot of good stuff. This is a interesting spot. We don't have a pair, but we have a lot of backdoors, and you get a really good price limit. So you can peel and then maybe bluff if a spade comes, or if you still have equity if you hit an 8 or a 10. Like if he checks here, now we can bet twice exploitatively. Making the 8, I'm going to bet for value. I don't think he's going to check call a queen. I think he's going to check call maybe like ace high or a 7 or something like that. So I think I'm usually good here. Might be a little fast for you guys who aren't used to playing mixed games, but if you have any questions in the chat, please just let me know. Yeah, this also might be the first year I don't go to the World Series of Poker, so I'm a little bummed about that. Taking care of some things in Canada, trying to become a genuine Canadian. So this is a hand where we don't have a chance at the high. It's a monotone board 4 ways, and we just want to check and hope to see the turn. No music. Let me see. So we got nut low. That is not a good card for us. We have a live 2 and an ace king for high, which I don't know if I can bet for value. 5-6 now beats us, so I have to check. All right. Volume is fine. Cool. Let me. I missed the list there that Mayor Pete listed for his buy-ins. King 9-9, pretty strong hand in stud 8 or better, or stud high, rather. The ace re-raises. He could have aces. He could not. There are some hands he could have. The queen cold calls, so pretty likely he has queens, but we spike a 9. The sneaky 9 too. I almost want to just bet here because I think he's going to check back a lot. That was probably a mistake. I should have bet, but he bet for us, so we're going to raise. We're going to represent a flush draw here. We got 2 spades. It's possible that we have a flush draw. I would do this potentially with a flush draw also. So let's just put all the money in right now. Well, now it looks like I hit my flush, which is actually bad for me. I was hoping I wouldn't hit that card, but I do. Doesn't look like he wants to fold aces though, so I'm assuming he's got aces. Could have 3 5s somehow. He could have aces and 5s. This guy I think has queens. We're betting for value with our 3 9s. If he raises, we probably throw up and call, but I think they're just gonna call and I'm gonna win the pot unless he makes a big draw or something. I don't know what this ace limp is all about, but we're gonna raise with 9s in the hole. Feel good about my Badoogie and triple draw and feel great about the Badoosie. Okay, that's what you kind of need to do. If you're gonna play that dealer's choice, you need to be really good at Badoosie because I bet you a lot of people are gonna pick it. He checked when he hit a Yahtzee card, which is really weird, but it's possible we just pulled ahead here. I don't think he's going to call with a single pair on the river, so we're not going to bet. and I think he will break his draws. So yeah, also don't forget, if you guys are enjoying the stream and you want to give to a good cause, please donate and follow what Nightbot says about donating. You can donate directly to the Run It Once stream or use the PayPal. I'm gonna call here. I'm the dude that has for draw poker on Twitter. Nice. I'm the one who told you to skip the mixed triple draw. Did I tell you to skip the mixed triple? I don't remember this. I cannot confirm or deny this, but I would have probably skipped the mixed triple draw. Why is he betting into me? I'm never good here. What are you playing nowadays? Playing mostly no limit hold'em, believe it or not. I have a casino really close to me that has a pretty good no limit hold'em game, so I've been playing that. Why is everyone limping in this game? It's crazy. You're not gonna play the 1500? We'll see. If I play the World Series, I play as much as I can usually. I always have a strong focus on horse games though. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna talk too much strategy until I catch up with the chat. Christ, music, my god. Spoken like a true singer-songwriter, Mr. Albini. I've played it since 2010, so have quite a bit of experience from all the mixed. Yeah, it is lo-fi. It's lo-fi hip-hop on YouTube. Exactly, you nailed it. Exactly right. That's a good turn for our hand here. Do I bluff jam here since we're playing capped? I think I do. Yeah, I do. Because he shouldn't have any of that from the small blind. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's actually, fun fact, Steve Albini's favorite stream to listen to, lo-fi hip-hop. Yeah. That's why I play it, because I know he likes it. This is probably a fold, but for the sake of charity, we're going to call. Do you have recordings of my old streams? You had one stream no longer on Twitch. A lot of good stories about my high-stakes games and crazy blackjack escapades. Well, I can always rehash those for the good of charity, right? If you guys want to hear some degenerate blackjack stories. Probably best 2 hours of content I made. That's good. Yeah, you know, that was a big stream for me too. I think I got a host from Parker. And I recently learned this is a good spot to check raise, so we're gonna do that. Sure, I can entertain the crowd. What do we do? Pot? It's so weird with these caps, right? Because like pot just feels like we should just be getting it in, so we'll make it 2/3. There we go. Getting it in good. That's how we do. Making boats. There's your boat, Steve Albini. Good hand, good hand. Would you guys rather hear a blackjack story or a degenerate poker story? I think I have a few, both. This is a weird spot because he's really draw heavy. He's really polarized here. I don't think he has too many. I don't think he's limp calling too many. I guess he could have some pairs like 6s or 7s. Just gonna bet here and fold if he jams. I must thank you for your recommendation then, J-Dude. I'm gonna pot it here. Quick double suited queens versus a button open is I'm gonna check. Obviously we just flopped the nizzles, so I'm gonna try and induce some action. Maybe he makes us straight now, so I can bet. One story was the drunken blackjack at the nightclub. That's a good one. We're gonna raise here and just pat the whole way, I think. We don't want to break this 9 because it's really rough. How about you tell us both stories? Alright, we'll tell the blackjack story. I feel like I've told this story a million times, but it's still a pretty decent story. I'm gonna have to forego all current strategy talk though, because I can't do 2 things at once. And why does he pat after not raising? I'm so lost. I'm just gonna fold. You should feel guilty. Shame him. Everyone shame him, please. So, coming up in poker, I had a little bit of a blackjack problem, you could say. I was young and made quite a bit of money very quickly, playing above my means and just running good. Not that it wasn't skill, but I was playing way beyond my bankroll management that I should have been playing. Discard just 2. Okay. So I would often go out with friends, and if we ever passed the blackjack table, we would all sit down and play because it was kind of like a group activity, right? If you're with your buddies. And I'm gonna bet here. I'm gonna do some weird strategy things while I'm talking because it's hard for me to do both, but for the sake of charity, we're gonna go through this. Yeah, so I'd be walking past the blackjack table, and my buddies and I would sit down, and we would all like throw down maybe a couple thousand at the table. And I was at Caesars one night, and I just take 3K out of my pocket, sit down at the blackjack table, and none of my friends wanted to play that night for some reason. But of course, me being the degenerate I sat down anyway, and I started to play. It was like this older woman who just, for some reason, had an instant hatred towards me the second I sat down at the table. So I already felt pretty uncomfortable. Of course, I just blew through 3K immediately as she was berating me every time I lost a hand, which was absurd. Fast forward, next day. I make a rule for myself to never have more than $600 in my pocket, or however much money I want. I'm okay with losing at gambling when I go out because I apparently can't control myself. So a bunch of us go out to Excess nightclub, and I bring $600 in my pocket. So there was me, maybe 6 other guys, and one of these guys, his name was, let's call him John, because I don't want to, say any names for the stream. So John and I were at the table. We ordered, Grey Goose and vodka or whatever, Grey Goose vodka and the Red Bulls, right? Like that's what everyone was drinking at the time. So this might be a good hand. I might win here. Yeah. So we're sitting drinking Red Bull vodkas, and my friend John's like, let's go try and pick up girls. Like, this will be a great idea. I'm like, being the inept person I was at the time, I was like, sure, let's go do it. Let's go hit the dance floor. And we go out, totally brick, trying to even talk to girls. So, what is this? I don't want to see that. So we're out on the dance floor, totally just bombed. And my friend goes back. He's like, let's just keep drinking Red Bull vodkas. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we go back to the table, start drinking. I black out. And next thing, I come to, and I'm sitting at a blackjack table. I'm like, course, this is how it goes. But it's not just any blackjack table. It's like $100 min bet blackjack table in the middle of the club. So like there's like this little bridge, and there's, you know, a bunch of blackjack tables for all the degenerate club goers like myself. And I'm sitting there with my $600, and I got $100 starting to bet. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see where this goes. And I start ordering vodka cranberries, right, at the table because they give you free drinks. So I black out again. And this time I'm like kind of hazy, but I come back and I see that I'm sitting with 2K in front of me now. And I'm like, oh shit, this is great, yeah. But I look around, I realize all my friends are not near me. I'm just like the lone degenerate gambling at blackjack. So I'm starting to bet like $100, $200. If I get a whatever, I'm doubling down. I'm playing like 3 slots and everything. And my friends come over like, hey, where have you been? I'm, throwing down blackjack all night. And I have about 3 or 4K in front of me now. I'm tipping the dealer $100, telling him how I, thought he was the coolest guy ever in high school. I had no idea who these people are. And I start giving random strangers $100 to sit with us at the table so that they can play at least one hand. And if they win, then I make them double it. And it was a good time. So all my friends now are playing and they're watching me. Everyone's cheering me on. I'm still drinking those vodka cranberries and I black out again. So fast forward to 4 a.m. The club's closing. I come back to and I have 12K in front of me and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like I just have been drinking all night, blacking out, coming back and winning lots and lots of money. This is the dream, right? So all my friends are, cheering me on. I'm starting to bet like 1K a hand now, even though I only have 12K in front of me. So, and one of the managers from the club comes over and he's like, oh, you should stay. We're gonna have, hotels for you and everything and all your friends and whatever you want. I look at my friends and like, hey, you want to do that? And they're like, no, we're going to the strip club. I'm like, oh God. So if you aren't familiar with Las Vegas, there is an establishment called the Rhino. And it's where dreams go to die and money lost. So we all head over there. And long story short, end up spending all of that 12K and waking up the next morning with my credit card company calling me, asking me if I spent more money. And I guess I did. So I treated all my friends to VIP for like 8 hours straight. We stayed overnight. And, yeah, dropped a lot of money that night. Needless to say, I don't play blackjack anymore, but had some bad ideas doing that. How good was your blackout blackjack basic strat? It was awful. I must have been losing over $100 an hour at 100 min table. Minimum. Absolute minimum. I was probably losing way more. So guys, if you enjoy some, degen stories, some mixed games, we're gonna race here. We have a huge hand. And you want to donate to a good cause, please do, for the stream. Oh, we got a lot of tips already. I haven't been getting any notifications about it. That's really lame. Well, thank you all for who have been donating. I really appreciate it. Maybe I can give you some individual shout outs later. I've made very poor decisions in my earlier years as a poker player. I remember there was one time I was doing really well actually in Vegas, and I was playing pretty high stakes. I was playing in Ivey's room every other week or so if it was a good game, and there was a 400, 800 triple draw game on the board. And I passed by it and I didn't really think much of it. And I was like, all right, whatever, it's probably not going to go. There's just some interest list. And that night I'm just going to fold for the sake of stories. I was still taking online courses to finish my college degree because, of course, I quit school after I figured out I could make a bunch of money playing cards, and I wanted to finish it. So I was still taking online classes, and I had a final exam for the last class that I needed to get my degree for, and it was due that night. So I had that on my mind, but I was still, you know, the degen I am, I was looking for some action at Ivey's room. So instead of, you know, being a good student, I decided to go out drinking with my friends, and I would just, you know, do the paper, you know, later. Do like a, you know, a short night session, maybe go out at 7 or 8 o'clock and back by 9 and do my work. So I go out drinking until about, you know, 9 o'clock. I'm pretty tipsy after drinking at the club for a little while, and I see the 400-800 games running, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to play this game. And I look at the game, and it's a bunch of businessmen, and they're all just kind of goofing around, and I've never seen any of them before. So I run to my box, I grab 20k, I go and I sit down, and I start playing. 8 minutes later, I lose it. You know, bad beat or whatever. Like 20k at 400-800 goes pretty quickly. So at this point, I'm a little like disappointed, and I totally forget that I have this paper to do. So I go back to my box, get another 20k, and I start playing again. And as time goes on, they're all drinking, so I'm drinking, and I'm thinking, oh wow, this is a great game. And then I realize that my paper's due and it's about 11 o'clock. I'm like, holy shit, it's due at like, you know, 12 a.m. So I literally just drop the hand I'm in at the time, leave my chips on the table, run back up to my room, log on to the website that I needed to do the paper on, and start typing a 10-page paper that I needed to finish within an hour. And I don't know how or why or what I did, but I ended up finishing that and getting a B on it to finish my degree. There was 3 1-2 tables and 1 2-5. I also played at Borgata. I played at almost all the East Coast casinos, except for, I guess I shouldn't say all of it because I haven't played there in a long time. But in my heyday, I played at most of the casinos on the East Coast, Northeast Coast, I should say. Sorry. This was a questionable call here, but I think I have outs with the ace and the low, and I don't know if he has queens. Should we bluff catch here? Should we be a hero and hope that he has missed diamonds? I can be a hero, baby. John, thanks for the tip. $6, thank you. Yes, I'm seeing some of the tips now, so I appreciate all of you guys tipping and adding into the stream for charity. This is great. I'm really happy that you guys are doing it. It's a great cause, and if you like poker and run it once, then this is a weird spot. I think I want to check and hope to hit 2 pair on the turn, or trips. That was the other thing I was thinking of. So for charity. Did I ever play Underground New York City mixed games? I did not, actually. I know that they existed. I know that some pretty big games were going on. I had heard from a few people at the World Series, and they were telling me about the mixed game. They have some like pot limit mixed games in New York City, which are just huge, right? But I never had the bankroll to mess around there. I never had the liquidity to mess around there. Most of my money was always online, and it was hard to get on and off at the time, so I never really had the opportunity. I didn't really know anyone that had those games either. Yeah, if you guys keep watching and stay tuned, you win an elite membership. That'd be even good stuff. Yeah, I think I've been making elite videos on Run It Once for A few years now. A couple years or a few years, one of those. Let's see if we can hit a card here. We did. We made an 8. An 8 is pretty good in triple draw. With one draw remaining, I'm going to... I can either... Now this is tricky, right? Because he's representing that he just beat me. That he has a strong hand, right? And this isn't a strong hand. So I can call and I can break it. I can call and I can pat it. Let's see what happens. If he draws, we're patting. If he pats, we're... I think we're going to gamble and just stay pat and hope that our hand is best. And it is. We just eked out a win there. Thank you for your subscription. What's with your username? Now, normally I would play as many mixed tournaments as humanly possible, but this year I actually might have to skip it because I am going to be working on my residency in Canada, and then I can't really leave Canada if I'm doing it, so little unfortunate for me. Oh, giveaway is coming. Let's see who wins. But I do plan to play a lot of Scoop, which is a lot of mixed games, and it sounds like stupid, but I'm already mentally preparing for missing the World Series this year and getting ready for it next year. So, and I'm going to just be working on building my bankroll so I can play a lot of events. I'm betting this for value. He might have ace high. Maybe he has jacks, maybe he has a 10. He has ace high. Yeah, so I'm building up my bankroll. I'm trying to get to a point where I can play a nice World Series schedule on my own money. I don't have to sell anything. And maybe finally win a bracelet. Because I feel like I'm the only one of my friends who doesn't have one, and they're all making fun of me all the time for not having one. So if anything, I want to win a bracelet just so they can stop making fun of me. I do have a lot of final tables. I think I have 8 final tables at the World Series. I have a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a second, third. I don't know. It's crazy. I just can't seem to close yet. I raise for value here. Any advice for a World Series mixed game grind? What details might I not have considered? It's a good question. I think it is really tailored to the individual. The World Series has so much to offer in terms of game selection and events to play that I think really planning all of your time there is important. I think not getting distracted is important. Like, it's easy to get, distracted and play different things and whatnot. I love the WNBA. Congrats on the Elite membership giveaway. Enjoy it, use it, become better, and win lots of money. But yeah, so getting back to that, keep focused. I think it's really easy to get sidetracked when you're at the World Series. I think it's easy to forget why you're there. I think it's easy to lose patience because it's a big time for a lot of people, and they definitely want to win when they go, obviously. So sometimes if things aren't going your way in the beginning, don't let that affect you, and always stay focused and just focus on playing well. You're going to play a lot of poker at the World Series. If you go there for more than a couple of days, you're going to play a lot of poker, and it's really important to keep focused and play well and not let any of the variance and swings affect you. So that's probably my advice I would give. I just want to start to sign off here so I can hand off the torch. And thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. For all you guys who have been following me from since I've been streaming before, and all the new people who come and join, and everyone who listened to all my silly stories and some mixed game content here. Thank you for helping out a great charity, and I hope you guys will continue to support this awesome initiative from Run It Once, and also please support their poker site too. It is amazing. They have great innovative things like Splash the Pot and a lot of more fun stuff coming up. So thank you guys. This is going to be it for me, and I will catch you later.